also getting better people into government. One position that obviously is near and dear to my heart is the position of Attorney General. I'm a lawyer by trade. Spent an awful lot of time dealing with the AG's office over the years, particularly the last 5 years. When I was serving as the U.S. Attorney, I dealt with the AG's office on a daily basis. I know how critical that office is. I know how important their work is, not only in terms of keeping us safe, enforcing the criminal laws, but also in terms of making Rhode Island run efficiently, in terms of conducting those kinds of investigations and having those kinds of moral standards at the top that keep this place running cleanly, and that should keep this place running cleanly. And it's about having somebody in that office with the integrity, the brains, and the guts to be an advocate for the people rather than for his own political career. We're extraordinarily lucky as a party and as a state to have somebody of the caliber of Chris Little step forward and take the mantle to run for AG. Chris has been a lawyer in Rhode Island for over 30 years with an extraordinarily good reputation, not only as a lawyer, but as a leader. As the head of the board at South County Hospital, as the head of Common Cause, as the head of Save the Bay, you begin to get the idea. Everything that Chris has touched, he has taken over a leadership role on. Everything he has touched. And it's time to bring that kind of leadership to the Attorney General's office.
My youngest son.
Rhode Island's been very good to me. I started a firm on April Fool's Day, 1993, and now I have a firm of 14 lawyers who do work in the area, largely business dispute resolution, construction industry work, and labor employment work. Rhode Island was a nice place for me to practice because it gave me a very easy bridge in activities that I thought were enjoyable, but at the same time I thought they were important for a community outside the practice of law. Early on, I became interested in Save the Bay. I was a member of the board for 10 or 11 years. I became the vice president in 1984, and I was the president of Save the Bay from 1987 until 1990. Rhode Island, of course, is a small enough state that if you focus your energies and you found a way to become an effective advocate, you can get things done. I believe as the Attorney General, you can really make a difference in Rhode Island, both for the state in a general sense, but you can also make a bigger difference for individuals, and that's the part that I find appealing. An Attorney General, at least an Attorney General who the public has confidence in, can do an awful lot to make a difference as to whether a business wants to stay here or go, creating more confidence in government by being willing to say, I will investigate the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation in a timely manner so that we don't lose the opportunity if there are violations at all. I will take an impartial role in terms of observing some of the issues of public corruption that we're seeing right now in Central Falls. So going after sophisticated white-collar crime, which we don't do much of to quantify how much savings one can effect from a tough Medicaid enforcement. But I think that's a real number issue. If people have confidence in the community, they're more likely to want to be here than if they feel that it's Rogues Island as opposed to Rhode Island. Another thing that is important to the economy and individuals is health insurance. It's one of the biggest drivers of the state budget and municipal budgets. And I think the Attorney General certainly has not taken advantage of what the law makes available to the Attorney General to be an advocate before the Insurance Commissioner to push harder in terms of squeezing administrative costs and in promoting basic principles of public health to enhance the availability of primary care medicine, which people know over the long term saves money. And so I think there are things that the Attorney General can do that can really make a difference on the budgetary side. There are things you can do as Attorney General to take a more active role in the Public Utilities Commission in helping to protect the interest of people who are facing utility shutoffs and who are facing the absence of heat and electricity during times of year when they deserve to have it. it's incredible to me that the Attorney General who's charged with this hasn't been doing it, and the General Assembly has told him, you have to. The Attorney General is charged by law with being the environmental advocate, and by advocate is advocate. You're there to advance the importance of Rhode Island's environment. That's something that hasn't been done. Where was the Attorney General in Tiverton? When those people in Tiverton who were not able to have their kids play in the grass, yes, DEM was trying to do things, but the Attorney General should have been all over that. To me, the focus here that government ought to have in Rhode Island is making sure that everyone has the opportunity to have a home, to have a family, to know that they can get a job, children can have a decent education, and they can be in a clean environment. I think virtually all of the people in Rhode Island would be very happy to follow leaders who can create a vision that is going to address really the 4 key issues of the moderate party and stay focused on those and start to show some tangible results, which, looking back to the message of Save the Bay, if you are focused and you know how to be advocates and leaders on your position, quite often you can start to assume change or make change occur when you might not necessarily start with having all of the bodies and all of the money that others have. I'm confident that within several years we can start to see a real change in the landscape.